Well, Richard, barely a week into your role here at QPR. Firstly, how are you settling in?
I love it. This is my club. I'm delighted to be here. It was always tough to leave Wycombe. Having 16 years at one club is a very long time in football, and obviously very close with the people there. But the moment I knew that Rangers were interested and it was a possibility, the heartstrings were pulling. And I regress 30 years to my time standing on the loft. So when you get a chance to work for the club that you supported as a child, I'm just delighted to be here, and I hope I'm here for many years to come.
Just tell us about your time as a QPR fan. Where's the connection?
It's funny because all my family were all Brentford fans. My dad played for Brentford, my brother played for Brentford. I came through the youth system at Brentford. But I think my dad took me to a game at Loftus Road when I was young, and the atmosphere there was great. And I'm going back to the days of Gary Waddock, and I'm good friends with Gary now and love him to bits. He's a great guy. But yeah, back to them days, Terry Fenwick, and then I watched Jerry's teams, fifth in the league, I think they finished, and what a great side that was. And then Ollie rebuilding things when the club had been relegated. So I've watched sort of several eras of teams at Loftus Road. Then got a job working at Brentford as a coaching in part of the coaching team there, and it becomes difficult because you have to suppress those emotions. All of a sudden, Rangers are the enemy, and we're competing for the same players. We're competing on the same pitch. So we want to win, and you have to have a professional head on. So you suppress them emotions for a few years as a coach, and as I say, going to Wycombe, and that became my club because of the longevity there. But yeah, to come back here is, I walked through the door and all of a sudden a sense of pride. Stood on the pitch at about 10:30 on Saturday before the game and just looked at the loft, and you start to get a little bit emotional about it. It's my club. This is where I want to be. I don't want to be anywhere else.
And of course, Gareth has a very close connection with QPR and with QPR supporters. Just explain to us how the dynamic works between you and Gareth.
One of our former chairmen used to call us yin and yang. So I'm a quieter. Gaz is obviously an extrovert, and you see him jumping around all over the place on the side of the pitch. He heads every ball. In the past, he's volleyed me on the side of the pitch, which is actually true. There was a volley one of our players went to hit, and Gaz's leg goes at the same time, and he said to me, "Have I just kicked you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to have to start wearing shin pads." So that's Gaz. You see all the emotion. He wears his heart on his sleeve. For me, I love the tactical side of the game. I love coaching. I love developing. I've always said I've spent 11 years as assistant manager now, but I'm a developer of people, because I believe if you develop the people, the wins will follow. I love developing people, whether it's on the pitch and technically and tactically, or whether it's psychologically and improving the social side of the game and the club. That really sparks me up.
How important is culture to you within the dressing room?
Massive, huge. We built, and I'm going to say, a unique culture in football at Wycombe Wanderers. I think walking through the door here and seeing the resources that we've got here probably gave me a greater sense of just what we had done at Wycombe, given the slight resources that we work with there. But the great thing here is that I see the resources that this club has and the potential that it has, and if we can bring that here and build the same team spirit and camaraderie with the resources this club has got, the potential is huge. So it really excites me what we can build here. I think there's great potential here.
You talk about building a team spirit and building a culture. How do you go about doing that?
Lots of different ways, actually. Developing leadership. Players have leadership skills that they don't really understand that they have. So bringing that out in them, and we've already started that process with some of the boys in the building. There's lots of different ways. So off-pitch development days are really important to us. So taking them out of football environments sometimes, taking them out of their comfort zones, and doing things that develop them as people, first and foremost, and similar to what we've done today. It was an interesting session today.
And we're talking on Tuesday following the players attempting, some better than others, the haka, but they all certainly bought into it. Firstly, what's the thinking behind having them spend a Tuesday morning doing that?
Yeah, so we spoke yesterday, did a presentation on culture yesterday and the importance of culture and what culture means. Everybody talks about culture in football, but no one tends to rehearse it, develop it. It's just one of them things that people seem to either have or not have. And actually, you can grow a culture. You can develop it, and there's many different ways of doing that. So that was the first step today, having spoken about culture yesterday, and we showed a video of the All Blacks doing the haka and what the haka meant to the All Blacks in terms of their culture. We thought it'd be quite nice to back that up and bring someone in to do the haka with the boys today. And that sense of family and togetherness, and something that maybe has been missing at Loftus Road for a little while. We want to generate that quickly. We need a group of boys that are going to run for each other, they're going to work hard for each other, be accountable for what they do together, and that starts from the very beginning.
Were you pleased with the reaction of the squad?
Yeah. It's early days, so I wasn't sure what we were going to get, but they were good. They really bought into it. The story was told behind the haka, the meaning of the haka, the Maori culture, and Bruce, who took it, put a little bit of meaning behind it in terms of what it could mean to a football club or a sports club as well. So off the back of yesterday's session and the chat about culture yesterday, I think it just adds another layer behind what we're talking about here, what we want to bring in, and we told the boys in no uncertain terms where we're heading, where we're going to be. And it's exciting times for them. If they want to buy into this, then they can shape a culture that could be snowballing for years to come.
Yourself and Gareth have barely been here a week. What's your early assessment of the squad you've inherited?
They're obviously slightly low on confidence at the moment. Results have done that, hit confidence quite hard, I think. And for 45 minutes on Saturday, if you take the goals out of the game and you're looking at which team's the stronger side, then we were the stronger side. But then the third goal puts a dent in our confidence, and you can see it just leaking away. We've got some work to do there in terms of building confidence again and being competitive for 90 minutes and not just in 60 minutes in games. I watched the game against Middlesbrough as well, and it was a very similar story up there. Pretty good for 60 minutes, and the goals were scored, and confidence is fragile. So that's the first job, build confidence in the boys, get them doing the basics really well again. And hopefully get a win on the board. And I think once that happens, everything will come flowing back again. There's some good players at this football club. It's just giving them the belief to understand that they are good players and we can climb this league, because we certainly want to be well away from them bottom three places come the end of the season. 12
games to go. Rotherham obviously this coming weekend. How do you view this match? Do you view it as just another game, or because of the position Rotherham are in and where we are at, that it has greater importance?
Just another game. All games will be prepared for in the same way. I don't think you can say any game is any more important than any of the others. They're all worth 3 points. They're all going to give us different challenges, different problems, and we'll prepare for them and give them the respect that they deserve. It's a side that we've come across on many occasions. They've been a yo-yo side in this division, and we've known them for quite some time. So obviously changing manager this season. Paul Warren was there for a long period of time, but new manager this season, slightly different ways of doing things, but not too dissimilar to previous Rotherham sides. So we'll have a good knowledge of them going up there.
And just finally, we're all aware of the run that we're currently on, and yet 1,000 plus QPR fans are travelling up to support yourself, Gareth, and the team. That must please you greatly.
It doesn't surprise me. Rangers have always been great away. So yeah, they'll get right behind us. I know we've got a passionate support. I was one of them. I stood amongst them. So I know that they're going to be right behind us and they cheer us to victory. They're a real passionate group, these Rangers fans, and it was great to see Loftus Road, 15,500 at the weekend, and you hear the noise levels. And it's funny because when I watch games, I tend to focus purely on the game, and the peripheral stuff I tend to blank out. So I didn't realise until Sunday when I re-watched the game the volume around the stadium, and they really back the players. We just need to give them something to cheer. There'll be a positive bunch once we give them something to cheer on the pitch, and hopefully they'll see progress over the next few weeks.